Since the beginning of this lockdown, Prime Minister Modi has addressed India 4 times. And now all eyes are on the 5th address that the Prime Minister will likely, it's not confirmed just yet, but is likely to make to the nation in the next 7 days before the current lockdown expires on the 3rd of May. That's it. The 4 faces of Prime Minister Modi in his 4 separate speeches to India in the course of this lockdown that has lasted first 21 days and then 19 more days for a total of 40 days. But what happens after the 3rd of May? This man on your screen, the Prime Minister, will announce that possibly in the next 1 week. We don't know when, but it's likely to happen before the 3rd of May. Now let's tell you what the big questions are. These are questions that echo your sentiments as viewers, and these are questions that we are asking as journalists and citizens as well. What will Prime Minister Modi announce before the 3rd of May? Question 2. Will the lockdown that we're all under right now be ended, or will it be extended? If the lockdown is extended, as it most likely will, with what changes will that extension take place? We can be reasonably sure that there will be some changes. Keep watching, we'll tell you about those changes. Question number 4. Will the lockdown be lifted in the so-called green zones? What are these green zones and what are these relaxations there? We'll tell you about that in a moment. Question number 5. Will anything change after May the 3rd, or could it be a simple extension of this lockdown? Prime Minister Modi today chaired a crucial huddle on the coronavirus, his 5th such meeting with chief ministers of every state in the country. Obviously, the conversation was only about the COVID-19 lockdown. The chief ministers of several different states had a chance to talk directly to the Prime Minister and put on the table their recommendations. The meeting lasted for 3 hours. It has been decided that states will now prepare a plan on relaxing curbs in the green zones and the orange zones of the country. 9 chief ministers also addressed this particular meeting. 4 have advocated a lockdown extension beyond the 3rd of May, one of them being Odisha. The 5 big things the Prime Minister said during this crucial meeting include that the lockdown has saved thousands of lives since the last month. He said we must convert red zones into orange and then in green zones, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. The Prime Minister said that our aim must be rapid response and social distancing. Do Gaj Duri is the mantra that we must live by. The Prime Minister said that the impact of the coronavirus will remain visible in the coming months. And the big thing the Prime Minister told the states is about the economy. He told the states, do not worry about the economy. The economy will be fine. We have to focus right now on saving lives.
आज माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने सभी राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्रियों के साथ वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस के जरिए बातचीत भी की। उन्होंने राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री से कहा कि वह सजग रहें, सचेत रहें। रेड जोन और ऑरेंज जोन में पड़ने वाले सभी जिलों में सख्ती रखते हुए चेन ऑफ ट्रांसमिशन ऑफ वायरस इसको ब्रेक किया जाए। ग्रीन जोन में जिला एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सर्वेलेंस पर फोकस रखते हुए अलर्ट रहे ताकि उस जिले में यह संकट प्रवेश न करे।
जिस दहलीज पर हम खड़े हैं, अगर 1 महीने पहले से जाएं या 15 दिन पहले की तस्वीर को देखें, हालात में कुछ सुधार आपको नजर आ रहा है या लगता है कि अभी जो कदम है उन्हीं को आगे जारी रखना है?
जो कोरोना ये वायरस है एकदम नया है और ये किस तरह से बिहेव करता है, इसका कैरेक्टर क्या है, ये किस तरह से स्प्रेड करता है, इसको लेके पूरी दुनिया में अभी सारे लोग अलग अलग तरीके की बात कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि हर के अपने अपने एक्सपीरियंस हैं। हमारा पिछले 1-1.5 महीने का एक्सपीरियंस है, जब से दिल्ली में केसेस आए हैं या देश में केसेस आए हैं, कि ये बहुत बुरी तरह से नहीं फैला है, लेकिन जहां जहां कंटेनमेंट जोन हमने बनाए है वहीं तक सीमित रह गया है, उससे आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा है। और कंटेनमेंट जोन में भी जब लोगों ने सख्ती अपने ऊपर कर ली तो वहां कंटेनमेंट जोन में भी आगे नहीं बढ़ा। बहुत सारे कंटेनमेंट जोन अब ग्रीन हो गए हैं, उनको अब खोलने की बारी आ गई है। अगले कुछ दिनों में और कंटेनमेंट जोन खुल जाएंगे, वापस नॉर्मल लॉकडाउन में चले जाएंगे।
ये सुनकर के फिर दिल्ली के लोगों को ये उम्मीद होने लगेगी कि क्या 3 तारीख के बाद राहत मिलेगी राजधानी को?
अभी कुछ भी कहना मुश्किल है, इसीलिए कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि अभी 5-6 दिन है। 5-6 दिन पहले ये कहना कि 2 तारीख की स्थिति क्या होगी, ये कम से कम कोरोना के कैरेक्टर को देखते हुए कहना मुश्किल है। लेकिन आज जो हालात हैं दिल्ली में, उसको लेकर बहुत चिंता की जरूरत नहीं है। पर अच्छे हालात तब होंगे इससे जब हम 3 तारीख तक के लॉकडाउन को और सख्ती से पालन करेंगे.
Economical activities within the state, it should continue.
Border will be sealed. Border sealed.
Border sealed. There is no train, no plane, no public entrance.
बाकीच्या स्टेटी की डिमांड करता.
बरेचसे स्टेटी लॉकडाउन कंटिन्यू करपा डिमांड करता.
In this disease, we are always saying lockdown, social distance. We have to maintain. It is the only way, I tell you. And COVID test. As far as I am concerned, I have demanded that lockdown should continue. Otherwise, we cannot face these things in Odisha.
How many days, a month or anything?
Let it be 1 month more. Then we'll look what is going on.
One thing we can be certain of now in this 7-day countdown to the lockdown expiring on the 3rd of May is that in the country's red zones and hotspots, things are not going to change beyond May the 3rd. How long they won't change is still unknown, but it's unlikely that the lockdown is going to be lifted from the red zones and the hotspots. But what about the green zones? That's the most important part, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment. But before that, let me summarize for you the takeaways of today's meeting by the Prime Minister with the Chief Ministers of the country. Takeaway number 1. The states will decide on relaxing curbs in those green zones. Guidelines have been provided by the centre, but the states will take that decision. Takeaway number 2, curbs will be relaxed based on those zones, like I said. They're going to be divided into red, orange and green, and the Prime Minister has said the effort needs to be on converting red zones into orange and then into green, and I'll tell you what that means. Takeaway number 3, separate rules for red, orange and green zones, obviously. Takeaway number 4, at least 4 chief ministers want the lockdown extended completely, and there are many others who've said we will follow what the Modi government has decided, and we were not taking any independent decisions on our own. Now let me show you the national picture, ladies and gentlemen, of where the hotspots are in the country and where the green zones are. Take a look at this map. Here are the 170 hotspots / red zones that have been declared so far in this country. These are places where there are many COVID-19 cases and there is a chance of these actually spreading. Take a look. In the red are hotspots with large outbreaks, and in orange are hotspots with clusters. You can see the places marked red and orange on your screen. These are the risk areas, and they cover 170 districts that have been declared COVID-19 hotspots. Now let me tell you what a green zone is. Obviously, it's obvious what a green zone is. A green zone is basically a place which doesn't have any COVID-19 cases or has recovered from COVID-19 and no longer has any active COVID-19 cases and has maintained that status for a few days or at least 1 week. The district with no COVID-19 cases, limited movement of people, is defined as a green zone. And now India's full attention is going to be on these green zones because the relaxation of the lockdown's rules are likely to affect people in green zones. They will have many more facilities going forward, both essential. What are the relaxations that are going to be given to these green zones? Both essential and non-essential shops will be allowed to function in these green zones. If those relaxations are activated after May 3rd, offices will be allowed to run with limited occupancy and enforced social distancing. Small-scale industries will be allowed to operate. Agricultural activities will also be allowed. Social distancing will be enforced, but economic activity in a limited manner will be allowed to emerge once again. So those are the important relaxations for the green zones. Now, very important, pay very close attention to this. This is inside information on what each state has said to the Prime Minister today. This is their formal stand on what they want after May the 3rd. Let's tell you where the major states. Maharashtra is the state with the highest number of cases and the highest number of COVID-19 deaths as well. Maharashtra wants, this is inside information, Maharashtra wants a full lockdown extension definitely in hotspots. Okay, we're showing Telangana first. Okay, I'll get that corrected in just a moment. That's 8,068 total confirmed cases in Maharashtra. Okay, we've got Telangana on our screens right now. I'll tell you about Telangana. Lockdown, the state has decided to extend the lockdown already till the 7th of May. The cabinet will be deciding on what to do on the 5th of May. That's 3 days after the lockdown actually expires. Let's go to the next state now. Delhi's decision, like you just heard Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia say, Delhi's decision will be taken in a couple of days. They still have a week to go, so they're playing it by ear. Goa has gone in for a lockdown extension, as you just heard the Chief Minister of Goa also say. Odisha has gone in for a lockdown extension already, as you just heard the state's health minister say. Bihar has decided to await a decision from the centre. Maharashtra wants a full lockdown extension in the several hotspots. It's a state which has the maximum number of COVID-19 cases and COVID-19 deaths. The extension is almost definitely likely in places with large number of hotspots like Mumbai and Pune. A decision is yet to be taken on whether there will be a relaxation of lockdown rules in the green zones. There are many districts and many areas in Maharashtra which are actually green zones. It is deciding, the Uddhav Thackeray government wants the centre to take a decision on whether some special trains can move migrants back to their places. Karnataka wants a full lockdown extension in hotspots and is yet to take any firm decision on the green zones, and there are many green zones in Karnataka as well. And now moving on to Tamil Nadu, which also has a high number of cases. It has not taken a decision yet on the extension. Like Delhi, it will decide over the next week whether the lockdown needs to be extended beyond just the hotspots. It has also requested funds from the centre for medical equipment. And finally, India's most popular state, Uttar Pradesh, is awaiting a decision from the centre. Bihar as well is awaiting a decision from the centre. Punjab has decided to go in, or is considering going in, for a 2-week lockdown extension at this point of time. Madhya Pradesh, full lockdown extension in the red zones, which include Bhopal, Indore, Ujjain and other places, and is meanwhile awaiting the centre's directive on the green zones. I want to go across to India Today's Rahul Srivastava for more on this story, a very important story. Rahul, I think it's largely clear right now. I don't want to speculate, but it appears to be largely clear that whatever decision is taken about a possible lockdown extension beyond May the 3rd, the states will take individual decisions on it, but it is largely going to be about a full lockdown extension, certainly in the hotspot areas / red zones, and some relaxations in the green zone.
Yes, Shiv, that's exactly what the picture is. What I have been meeting some very senior sources in the government, and after the meeting, the picture emerging is that the Prime Minister will like to collate a lot of elements. One, all the surveillance reports which come from various districts, not just states, but all the districts. It is virtually creating what is being called a national risk assessment index, that who exactly stands where, which area has problems, which area can have problems, and which area is off the map in terms of the infection is concerned. The Prime Minister's telling line, I think, in the meeting with the Chief Ministers was that the lockdown has brought positive results. And the biggest indication which has emerged after this meeting is that by the government's assessment is that by the 16th of May, there might be a certain flattening of the curve, and which will become consistent. And that perhaps becomes the benchmark, with the Prime Minister saying positive results from lockdown, 16th May being a deadline.
Okay.
Most of the states in today's meeting, Shiv, were in favor of extending the lockdown with varying degrees of relaxations to be announced. Somewhere, most of the chief ministers and other leaders who are participating have indicated that the economy can be revived. Those measures can be taken.
Absolutely.
But right now is the key element is not to give up the advantage one has gained because of the lockdown. And that is why what one can say that May 3rd may not be the end of lockdown, but also states will take specific sector-wise, zone-wise decisions, which will make it a very federal decision as far as the next phase of lockdown is concerned.
Rahul, thank you very much for giving us that overall picture. I also have with me Aslam Sheikh, who is a minister, cabinet minister in Maharashtra, and has been looking very closely at the state's handling of things. I want to, before I go to Minister Aslam Sheikh, I want to quickly remind our viewers that Maharashtra currently has the largest number of active COVID-19 cases in the country. There are 8,068 confirmed cases, 1,076 people have recovered from the disease, and 342 people have sadly passed away in Maharashtra. Minister Aslam Sheikh, thank you very much for joining me. Crucial meeting between the state and the states and the centre has just taken place. 1 week to go before the current lockdown expires. Can you give us an overview, sir, of what Maharashtra is looking at, Mumbai is looking at beyond May the 3rd?
In Maharashtra, if you go to see, the hotspot zone cannot be opened up by 3rd. That's what I have a feeling now.
Yeah.
And especially in Mumbai, some different part is really affected. So right now, there are 3 categories. I think so the green zone, some districts are there, which doesn't have numbers of patients at all. So I think so that district can be open, but definitely not Mumbai and Pune.
Sir, are you saying that Mumbai and Pune, it looks to you right now, it looks like, given that there are a large number of hotspots within the cities, it's likely that the entire city of Mumbai and Pune, the lockdown will be extended beyond May the 3rd?
See, we have targeted and kept hot zone in most of the area so that the virus doesn't spread in large numbers. And in some, as you know, because the facility of toilets and all are very common, so it is a difficult task. That's why some spots which are Mumbai, we have to keep it red spot because that is the only way we can control the virus over there. So definitely Mumbai is going to be not open on 3rd.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the green zones in Maharashtra, sir? Is the Maharashtra government confident that the green zones might see some relaxations? Because while Maharashtra is the worst affected, there are several green zones, like you pointed out, in the state as well. Could those places see some relaxations?
See, in Maharashtra, there are so many districts which doesn't have a single patient of corona. So there won't be any difficult to open up that particular district, and the business can go on a normal basis. And particularly, we won't allow anyone to come into that district, and no one will be allowed to go out also. And Mumbai, especially if you go to see Maharashtra, in Maharashtra, majority of the patients are from Mumbai, where I am the guardian minister. And we were prepared for that. And so far, the numbers of patients, if you go to see, according to the population, we are still in control. We are still in control, and we are going on a right track. So by 30th, I think so we are going to keep up at the number what we had targeted. I think so by 30th, a lot of things are going to be normalized, but still, for the precautionary bit, we are not going to open up Mumbai right now. That's what the feelings are there. That's what all the medical officers have been advising it.
Yes. By when do you think a decision will be taken, sir? I hear what you're saying. It's a firm decision because it's a very sensitive case. Mumbai is a densely populated city. It's the financial center, so you don't want to take any risks. Are there any possible relaxations that you think might be possible in the city of Mumbai, or is it going to be a total extension of the lockdown?
No. In Mumbai, if you go to see where the area which is not been affected much, in that also there are zones like. Not all the zones have been affected.
Correct.
So wherever there are no hotspot zone and there are some different zones, so little bit we have given them where the markets and all, we are giving them little liberty for opening it up. But definitely what has happened is like so far we have working day and night to protect this. Now it has come under the control. It is under the control only. So we don't want it to go out of hand.
Yes.
So the best way is to keep the curfew impact on this and then try to do maximum, try to remove maximum patient and try to put them in quarantine and get the things done so that the disease doesn't spread in large.
Are things seeming to be more in control now, Mr. Sheikh, in Maharashtra? High numbers, the numbers are going up still. How is it seeming right now? Are things coming under control somewhat?
See, I'll tell you, if you go to compare, the numbers are going up as per the other state, but simultaneously you have to see the number of testing also we have done. At least if you go to see 3-4 states, if you come together, we have crossed more than 1 lakh testing. So itself is a big numbers. And if you go to see the mortality rate also, and if you see the number of patients also, so the percentage is not that as it is been shown in the TV and all. So I think so we are on the right track. Today the numbers might be little more on the screen, but when it comes for neutralizing it, I think so we'll be the first state to get it under control.
Minister Aslam Sheikh, pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for joining us and also sharing that very important indicator here on 5 Live, that the extension of this lockdown is very likely to take place in full in the cities of Mumbai and Pune, big urban centers. The Maharashtra government does not want to take any chances. So the thinking and the inclination right now, you heard it first here on 5 Live, is that the Maharashtra government is very close to making it clear that the extension of the lockdown will be complete in Mumbai and Pune, at least for the moment. How long beyond May the 3rd, we don't know just yet, but you've heard it from a cabinet minister of Maharashtra that the lockdown will be extended definitely in Mumbai and Pune, and beyond that in Maharashtra, we'll see. Now let's tell you what relaxations have taken place progressively since the lockdown was imposed in March. I'm talking about all India, not just in Maharashtra. On the 28th of March, 21st, 22nd is when the lockdown began, as you can remember. 28th of March, the centre allowed agricultural activities to return in a limited manner. On the 22nd of April, that's just a few days ago, limited commercial industries were allowed to operate. On the 25th of April, shops selling non-essentials were allowed to operate in non-COVID hotspots. So basically, these are the 3 big things: agriculture, some economic activity like industries, and now shops selling non-essentials have been allowed to operate in non-COVID hotspots. 1 week to go for May the 3rd. We'll have to see what happens. Now, you've heard what the states have had to say. You've heard a minister from Maharashtra say that Mumbai is definitely going to see an extended lockdown beyond the 3rd of May as well. But what about the Prime Minister himself? The Prime Minister was mostly listening. He gave a broad guidance, as we listed for you at the beginning of this show. But has he dropped any other hints? Because India will be expecting Modi to address the nation over the next 1 week as well. In the last few days, he's made 2 public interactions, one with Sarpanchs on Saturday, and yesterday was his Mann Ki Baat to the nation. While the Prime Minister did not say anything clearly on a lockdown extension, he termed the COVID situation a war-like crisis. He also saluted people for their role in battling COVID and said that everyone has been contributing in the COVID fight. Here are some of the salient things that he said.
आप कहीं भी नजर डालिए, आपको एहसास हो जाएगा कि भारत की लड़ाई पीपल ड्रिवन है। जब पूरा विश्व इस महामारी के संकट से जूझ रहा है, भविष्य में जब इसकी चर्चा होगी, उसकी तौर तरीकों की चर्चा होगी, मुझे विश्वास है कि भारत की ये पीपल ड्रिवन लड़ाई, इसकी जरूर चर्चा होगी। हर कोई अपने सामर्थ्य के हिसाब से इस लड़ाई को लड़ रहा है। कोई किराया माफ कर रहा है, तो कोई अपनी पूरी पेंशन या पुरस्कार में मिली राशि को पीएम केयर्स में जमा करा रहा है। कोई खेत की सारी सब्जियां दान दे रहा है, तो कोई हर रोज सैकड़ों गरीबों को मुफ्त भोजन करा रहा है। कोई मास्क बना रहा है। कहीं हमारे मजदूर भाई बहन क्वारंटीन में रहते हुए जिस स्कूल में रह रहे हैं, उसकी रंगाई पुताई कर रहे हैं। मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, मैं पूरी नम्रता पूर्वक, बहुत ही आदर के साथ आज 130 करोड़ देशवासियों की इस भावना को सर झुका करके नमन करता हूं।
There are just 6 days to go for the lockdown to end, and there is suspense over whether the curbs will be lifted or extended. The world's biggest medical journal has said that India needs a minimum of 10 weeks more of lockdown beyond May the 3rd. Now, it's not that we're listening to that journal yet, but what do medical experts everywhere actually think? Because India's is a historic lockdown. What will the Modi government do? Here's
As Lockdown 2.0 deadline nears its end, suspense is building around what will happen after the 3rd of May. Will India end or extend lockdown? Some of the biggest global medical experts believe that easing curbs in a hurry will be damaging. Dr. Richard Horton, editor-in-chief of one of the most popular medical journals in the world, The Lancet, warns against rushing into lifting the lockdown.
Don't rush this, because if you rush going back to work, if you rush lifting the lockdown and you have a second wave of the infection, then that could be even worse than the first wave. You've invested so much time and effort in your current lockdown. Don't waste that time and effort that you've invested.
In fact, the Lancet editor believes nothing less than a 10-week lockdown is needed.
Keep going with it as much as you possibly can until the end of a 10-week period. It's not enough to control the epidemic.
The world's top virologists and doctors studying the spread of the coronavirus all unanimously agree that complete end to curbs will not be possible in the near future, and that social distancing will be the new normal.
You need to galvanize those people, who are in your biotech industries, who have the ability to develop personal protective equipment like masks and gloves, as well as testing equipment. If you consider testing on a wide scale, and you can identify clusters of disease early on, then you can just isolate those people, and you can begin to move us all back to work, back to school, back to normal life. But there are some things that are going to be difficult and that will lag. So large public events, sporting events, theaters, movies, these kinds of things, very, very difficult.
The main thing that we want is to buy time for ourselves until we get a good drug, vaccine, or drug candidate.
We were able to get SARS under control, not by a vaccine, not by therapeutic, that obviously still doesn't exist today, but by good old public health measures, people being able to socially distance themselves. And that's how we were able to get that epidemic under control. And so those are, various measures that actually have worked, and they're continuing to work even now in this COVID-19 pandemic that we're in.
With India and the world shut down, will an extension mean more bad news for the economy? Opinion is divided on saving lives and livelihoods. One of the most formidable voices on economics, the legendary Financial Times editor Martin Wolf says it's not about containment versus economy, but containment and economy.
I don't think of it as containment of the disease versus the economy. I think of it as containment of the disease and the economy. Large parts of the labour force would not be able to work. There will be enormous medical costs associated with managing such a disease, and these are really enormous costs. The costs directly in medical care and the economic costs would be enormous. Contain it effectively and keep it contained. Over, let's say we have 2 months of shutdown, lockdown, whatever you call it, then we have effective policy, which not all countries can do, of testing, tracing, quarantine, so the disease remains very subdued or even eliminated in society, as in South Korea, then the economy can go fairly well back to normal.
This is really hard, no doubt. But I do think that we live in a world where, at least in some countries, from an economic standpoint, we have leaders that are capable, if they want, they're capable of seeing that it's possible to help people through. When, as a family, you go through a tough crisis, you take on some debt, and later you're going to work through it, right? And so we can do that together as one giant community.
Some Indian business heads, however, are of the opinion that India needs to ease restrictions as soon as possible.
All lockdowns are not born equal. I don't understand what the benchmark for this lockdown is, when clearly India is not like Europe, the UK or the US when it comes to its immunity, its temperature and its demography. And yet the lockdown here has probably been the most severe of any place in the world. And I think this disproportionate response needs to be reviewed and needs to be recalibrated.
I really believe that India has done a great job of saving lives, and now it's about saving livelihoods. So I really believe that we have enough positive and promising data to show that we are heading for a safe zone.
All eyes now are on the Prime Minister. Bureau Report, India Today.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.